I want to welcome everyone to the first meeting of the Mountain House High School Site Council for this year. My name is Brian Shum. I'm the Associate Principal of Mountain House High School, and I have a couple teachers with me this evening, so I'm going to give them a chance just to introduce themselves real quick. They can share what they teach and something they like about what they do. So we'll start off with Chris Olson.
Hi, I'm Chris Olson. I teach the biomedical program for 10 years now. And I like it because we do real world skills and the kids, they really enjoy all the hands-on activities.
Perfect. Thanks, Chris. The next up, we have Lauren Savage from the Science Department as well.
Wrong button. Hi, my name is Lauren Savage. I teach honors and AP physics. I also am the Science Olympiad head coach. I love teaching at Mountain House High School because I love the interaction we get to have with our students, especially in physics. I get to see them not only just sitting at their desk doing work in the classroom, we also get to go outside and have lots of really fun, cool labs and interact and hang out during the class period and do some more exciting stuff.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lauren. And then finally joining us tonight, we have Shelby Schofield from the English department.
Hi, my name is Shelby Schofield. I'm in my 10th year teaching here at the high school in the English department. One of the things I really like about Mountain House High School is the creativity and the innovation and the freedom we have to work on our curriculum and try the newest things in education.
Perfect. Thanks, Shelby. And we're lucky to be joined by three excellent teachers this evening. And our goal at Site Council is to provide an opportunity to learn more about what we're doing here at the school and give a chance to provide some input into the key initiatives that we have. So tonight, our focus is on the WASC accreditation process. So the school is up for accreditation this year. So our goal is to help you gain an understanding of that process that we're going through, and also give you an opportunity to provide some feedback into the survey that we're going to send out to all parents. So we'll start with some introductions, which we just did. I'll provide an overview of the accreditation process. We'll talk about our goals that were determined last time we went through accreditation. Then we'll give you a chance for some input into a survey we're going to send out to all parents. And finally, provide an opportunity for a Q&A. So we'll start off with just a brief overview of what accreditation is. Accreditation is a way to ensure that school is following through on what it says it's going to do. It's providing high quality instructional programs. So every 6 years, we go through a full cycle review. We have a committee visiting educators who come from schools around the region, and they come out and they check out the programs that we have. They interview teachers, they interview students, they interview parents, all the people who are involved in the school, and just get some input into what the school is doing, just to make sure that we're following through on what we need to. If they identify areas that we need to grow in, they'll point those out to us, and we will set some goals for improvement around those. So currently there's over 5,000 schools that are accredited through WASC, which is the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. And it's just an important piece of the process to make sure that as a school, we're providing those high quality instructional programs and that our transcript means something to colleges as our students move on. So just a timeline of where we've been with accreditation. First initial accreditation in September 2014. We opened our doors in August that year. And within a few months, I got our initial accreditation. So that was good for our first 4 years. Then we had to do our first full self-study report in March 2018. We then followed up with a mid-cycle review to make sure we were making progress in 2020. And now we're up for our next full cycle review. So what that entails is we're going to have a committee of educators come out and visit the school for several days in March 4th through 6th. And they're going to be looking to answer the overarching questions. Are the programs that we're providing here as a high school, what we're doing, how well are students learning and achieving? And is the school doing everything possible to support high achievement and prepare all students to be college and career ready? So we're already working on it, but we have to develop a self-study report, collaborating collaboratively as a school. We've already been working on that with our teaching staff. Has several chapters to it. We need to report on progress with the goals that we set out last time. We'll evaluate our current school programs in 5 different categories. We'll talk about our strengths and growth areas, and then we develop an action plan. So where do we want to go from here based on what's being seen by the committee? So I just want to hit the goals that we determined with the last self-study report. These are the things that WASC determined we should be working on. We as a school determined what we should be working on, and WASC kind of affirmed that. So our first goal, this is from the 2020 mid-cycle visits. We've been working on this for 4 years now, is to strengthen and expand our instructional strategies to meet the learning needs of all students, especially those who show significant opportunity gaps. So we have a couple of objectives tied to that. One was to make sure that we're using consistent good first teaching strategies to close the student achievement gap. Another was to use rubrics and formative assessments to provide fair, accurate, specific, and timely feedback to students so that they have some good information to improve what they're doing in the classroom. So a couple objectives we're working on towards that goal. We had identified some action steps. A second goal that we've been working on is to make sure our collaboration time is focused on the 4 identified areas, which include instruction, assessment, intervention, and enrichment. So you may not know this, but Mountain House High School has a daily collaboration period for all members within each department. And that's almost unheard of in high schools. That provides a lot of time for our teachers to work together. And it's a major reason that we're able to offer such high quality instruction. Our teachers are used to working together, and that pays off in what they're able to offer to students. So there's a couple objectives tied to that one. Just making sure that collaboration time is spent on those 4 identified areas. And all departments will follow the site PLC process and use the documents produced by the school. And then some key action steps tied to that. Then goal 3, this was to refine intervention strategies to support student achievement and facilitate return to proficiency and performance. So one of our goals is specifically on instruction. Sometimes that good first instruction doesn't work, so we have to step in and provide intervention. So we had a couple objectives that tied to this one. One was using success in a more deliberate way and providing targeted interventions for students. Success is our 5th period intervention block that students are signed up for if they fall behind in classes, or if teachers determine that they need a little extra help on some specific skills or content in the class. Refine or redo retake policy, engage parents in the intervention process and make sure that they're aware of student progress, and also incorporate restorative justice and PBI practices into the school with what we're doing with our discipline. Then finally, goal 4. This was to provide various pathways for students to both recover academic success and enhance their academic experience. So we had a couple objectives tied to this one as well. One was to strengthen the CTE pathways to offer robust and relevant curriculum consistent with the high quality CTE program rubric. Our CTE program has expanded pretty significantly in the past couple of years. We have 8 defined CTE programs. Each of them moves from an intro course up to a capstone course in which students work through hands-on projects, mostly that they choose to demonstrate what they've learned throughout the pathway and to demonstrate their work-ready skills before moving on. So at this point, we have those 8 pathways. About 78% of our students participate in those CTE programs, and they are highly successful. Another one was to expand and improve the alternative education pathway. We have a lot of students who, for a lot of different reasons, the traditional school model doesn't work for them. So we have an EPIC pathway for those students who choose to go into alternative education. And we house that right here on our campus so that those students can still participate in extracurricular and co-curricular activities. Another one was to expand and improve the online independent study pathway. So that's another area where we're able to offer some non-traditional supports for students. Some of our students can choose to take a class or two online. Some can go fully online and participate that way. So again, it's another way to help students recover academic success or provide supports for students who just don't, for whatever reason, choose to go through the traditional process. And there were some key action steps tied to that one too. So when the WASC committee comes out in March, they'll be looking for progress that we've made in all of these areas. And then they're going to be helping us to identify some goals to be looking at for the next 4 years until they return in that mid-cycle process. It's all important part of accreditation. So that's a brief overview of the WASC process that we're going through this year. We'll be reaching out to parents and students and looking for some involvement and input. One of the things that we want to solicit tonight is some parent input. So hopefully we can get some ideas from you. Every year we send out a parent survey to our parents just to gauge how well our instructional programs are working. So we want to kind of revisit that survey this year and give you a chance to provide some feedback on that. So if you go to the link here, and I'm also going to drop it in the chat, so you'll be able to access it there. Jump over to that link so you can see what's there. You'll see it takes you to a Google Sheet that has a list of all the questions that are currently on the survey. So you'll see questions 1 through 14 on here. They have a Likert scale linked to them where parents are providing some feedback based on that scale. Then there's a couple questions that are choice. Then the final one is the chance to add any additional comments or suggestions. So what I need you to do tonight is take a look at the questions that we currently have on the survey. And then down here at the bottom, there's another link. If you click on there, that'll bring up another survey, and you can just provide us some feedback. Are there questions that you think we could ask that would get some better parent input? Are there some areas that you think we could use some feedback in? This is your chance to provide that feedback, and we'll add those to that survey. And our goal is to send this survey out in October to all of our parents in the high school community to get some feedback, and then look at this in a follow-up meeting to identify some trends and get some additional feedback from our parents. So we'll be sending out this link in a follow-up as well to get some input. So we invite you to check that out, take a look at those questions. You don't have to submit it right away. This will be open for the next week or so if you want to take a look at those questions, think about it, and provide us some feedback. So our goal this evening was just to provide an overview of the WASC process that we're going through. So I took you through some of the goals that we have as a school, some of the things that we're working on. We're going to have the visiting committee out here in March to take a look at our progress on those goals. And we'll be looking for some parents, we'll be looking for some students to be able to participate with that committee and give them some feedback on how we're doing as well. So please take a look at that survey that we're sending out and let us know if you think there's additional questions, additional input that we could receive from parents that you think would be helpful. So we'll stay on for a minute and open it up for questions. You can put them in the chat, and we'll stay on here for just a minute. And I don't see any coming in, so I just want to thank everyone who tuned in tonight. I want to thank all of the teachers who joined us. We were lucky to get 3 of our excellent teachers here. And we'll sign off, and I wish you a good night.